Well, howdy, and welcome back once again to the Withlacoochee River Report. The report where you'll be highly offended by my compelling rhetoric. Yeah, I'm still running my passenger train today, just like I did the other day when I uploaded a video to you. Follow me through the intro and we'll come back and we'll talk about some things. Okay, we're back. You notice the two landforms I got made up, they're a little bit more smoothed out and they've been painted now. That one's no longer green and that one's no longer really pink, even though the paint I put on it is kind of pinkish. I smoothed it out with my multi-tool and some sanding paper, you know, with the sanding grit, one of them. Yeah, I was thinking the other day, while I was out here running these, I was thinking, you know, it'd be great to have like a Menard's diesel challenge. You know, I don't know how to set that kind of a page up for a challenge though, so I'm not going to do it just yet. But it's something to think about for the future, for those of us who own these Menard's diesels. I think having a challenge, watching these diesels run would be a great idea. I does love running my passenger cars. Maybe if I was to start a challenge, find out how many people figured out how to make their Menard's engines run smooth. Now there's a challenge. That would be a challenge. Have people do videos of making their Menard's engines run real smooth. And however you went around making them run real smooth, it doesn't matter what you did to the engine if you did anything at all. As far as the motors and the electronics in mine, they're all bone stock at the moment. Nobody's offered to just give me a Blue Nami decoder for my diesels here. I doubt that they ever will. And as things stand right now, it's about the only way I'll be able to get a Blue Nami decoder for those engines. Yes, I've had these engines for a little while. I'm very happy that I've got them. They're great. I'm trying to remember back when I got them. I don't know whether I got them in December, last December, or I got them in April. I know I got them in Crystal River at the show there, which was a Regal show. I just don't remember when I got them. But I remember, getting right to work on them and wanting to modify the engines right away. Of course, I painted the underframe silver. Now, of course, you can see it wearing off on the metal underframe and on the trucks and stuff on the powered unit. But everything on the unpowered unit is plastic, which is also good because that holds the paint so much better. Anyway, but I digress. They still good looking engines. They're in scale, like I've said before, they're in scale for EMD FP7s, which, the Santa Fe never had ownership of any FP7s. They had F units, and they had no, in their A units, their F7s and F3A units did not have steam generators in them. Those were all in the B units. They jumped from that right to the Alco PA and the E units as far as any other passenger power was concerned, which is cool. But that's something to consider possibly for the future, is doing a challenge. Well, alrighty then. Yeah, Bill B's challenge, his boxcar challenge, was quite a fun thing. I know that I guess Joker's Trains ran a reefer challenge and a hopper car challenge, I think, which I think was pretty cool. And I think, for those of us that are Menard's diesel owners, proud Menard's diesel owners, I think we ought to have a challenge. I'd hate to think there aren't enough Menard's people, because, let's face it, those engines, from what I understand, are flying off the shelves. Okay? With that being said, with those things running off the shelves like they are, probably be a great idea to have a challenge and see how many people are really enjoying their Menard's F unit. Right now, that F unit is the only thing Menard's even makes as far as diesel power goes. So I'm going to think about that a little bit longer. Maybe as we get closer to Christmas time or something. We'll see about having that type of a challenge. I don't see why not. And these engines can have their guts stripped out of them, be converted to run on nothing but DC. They could be, you know, I don't see any, they could be repainted into your own road name. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing about these Menards units. They're cheap enough, you know, in the world of O-Gauge, they are cheap enough that you can buy them at that fairly low price and, you know, modify them to your heart's content. I tightened up, I fixed the pilots on mine, put KD couplers on them, on the pilots anyway. I'm running a drawbar between the two engines that brings them that nice 3-foot distance apart from each other. And they go around my 072 curves just fine. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. Absolutely. Anyway, as you saw earlier, and let me flip here and show you, I got my roughed in scenery smoothed out a little bit. What I'm planning on doing now, right now I don't have any ground cover on it. I do plan on putting some ground cover on these things. I'm also going to trim things up through here and put some, you know, get me some foam in over here and get this all built up in here. And I'm thinking about putting an industry here with a track going to it, but the track will be coming from basically nowhere. The track will be coming from nowhere. It's not going to be connected to anything. I'll just set cars. It'll be a place to set extra cars. If it's a power plant, I'll set my hopper cars there. You know, and sometimes you'll see empty cars and sometimes you'll see full cars. If I put a juice plant there, well, you're going to see refrigerator cars there, but I don't have enough refrigerator cars at the moment. Although it'd be cool if I did, I really don't have very much in the way of refrigerated cars at the moment. But it would be a good place to park extra cars. And that's kind of what's in the plan. Another thing that's in the plan, I finally got me some white lithium grease. This is what I like to use. White lithium grease. This is what I like to use when I'm lubricating gears on my engines. It's safe for plastics. I know some people say, but no, it's safe for plastics. It'll work on plastic gears. It'll work on bushings. I noticed the other day when I was putting these F units on the track that the unpowered unit was rolling a little rough, and it should roll smooth as a baby's butt. But it wasn't. So I'm thinking, okay, how about I take and put some lithium ion grease, or, you know, either put some lithium ion grease on the axles or oil the axles, one of the two. It doesn't really matter. It's just a way of, and this, you know, my great grandchildren will probably still be using this to lubricate their locomotives. It works on other things too, so it's a multi-purpose grease. Another grease I like to use, and this is something I noticed with Southern, that guy with Southern Lionel Trains or whatever he calls it. He's got his layout built outdoors in his backyard, which I think is cool as anything. I think that's just cool. Anyway, he's running his O-gauge outdoors. A lot of it is fast track. There is some what looks like either Lionel, long pieces of Lionel old tubular track, or it could be our friends at Menards. It might be their track. I don't know. But I'm thinking, well, now how cool is that? He's running it outdoors, and he's having a good time with it. I'm glad he's having a good time with it. He's been putting out a lot of videos lately. You know, these 100-degree days, they get to you. They definitely get to you. So I know it gets hot and uncomfortable right out here in the train room. I don't have air conditioning out here. I could put a fan up out here, and I probably should. But I haven't pulled the fans out of the shed yet. When I get the lawnmower out in a day or so, I'll probably start pulling the fans out. I gotta put one in the house. One of our window unit air conditioners got hit by lightning, and it hasn't run since. So until I can get that one going again, I'm gonna have to get a the last one of the last units we got another portable unit in one bedroom, which I don't really relish the thought of trying to use that in the living room, although it might work fine. And we've got another window unit in the other bedroom, and that one's been what's cooling the house off, and it's been cooling the house off, especially at night. It gets the house nice and cool, but I sure miss having that 10,000 BTU unit running in the living room, you know, where it cools off most of the house all the time. So, and you know, the report, the sub report on that is our local 7-Eleven. Their rooftop air conditioners also got hit by lightning that same storm, and they've got a big portable unit. I mean, this thing's huge, right there in their store, and that's cool. That's fun. Anyway, I have come out and I have done a few small things. I haven't done much. I know I haven't had one of these programs out lately. And, of course, the reason is, obviously, it's kind of difficult to do with this heat and this humidity. The humidity just kills you. It really does. You folks up there in the Great White North, you just don't understand. Well, maybe you do this time of year, but it gets hot down here. And this summer has been brutal. I was working a job last week. A kid that was born and raised here was almost falling out in the heat. Of course, he was trying to weed eat with one of those big weed eaters you rent. This one had a saw blade on it. You know, I'm thinking, what the heck? You hit the house with that, you're gonna damage the brick and stuff. Don't do that. You know, you should have just gotten one of those regular test line type units and been happy with that. Oh well. Anyway, that will wear you out because you're sitting there, you're trying to work it harder than you should, and that saw blade doesn't do you any good. That metal saw blade. Yeah, if he'd have gotten it with the three blade deal on it, you know, with the slingers, yeah, he you know, then he could have even gotten up near the house and not really, you know, because he really needed to knock some weeds down. He didn't get much knocked down at all. Still looks like crap around that brand new house. It's still not finished yet. Oh well. Anyway, Let's turn it around and run the train again, shall we? Yeah. Oh, let's see here. Yeah. All right, am I still on? Yeah, I'm still on. All righty. Let's give her some juice. Maybe the challenge should be who can make it start and stop smoothest of all. What do you think? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. What kind of challenge should we run on the Menard's F units? I'm not going to require that anyone take and actually modify their F units, but if they want to, they can. If they want to modify them much like I modified mine, they certainly can. They can search through my videos and find the Menard's Mods Madness videos. Hey, if you like the content, be sure to like and subscribe. And be sure you, like I said, leave a comment on anything you think should be included in any kind of a challenge on the Menard's F-Unit Madness here. Okay? Until next time, happy railroading.